Okay, third grade, so now we have finished reading Hedgehog Bakes a Cake, which discussed measurement and fractions and a lot of real life scenarios that I bet you all have known before. So first, have any of you ever baked a cake with your parents, aunt, uncle, grandparents, anyone? You have? Great. What kind of cake did you make? Chocolate. Chocolate's really good. So for our activity today, it's a little bit of a fun activity because we're actually going to be baking a cake. So I'm going to split you up into two groups, and you're going to complete a scavenger hunt to find all of the ingredients we need and all of the baking materials we need also. So group one will be the red group, and they will be finding sugar, butter, eggs, self-rising flour, and vanilla extract. Two will be the green group, and they will be finding a 9-inch round pan, a picture of an oven, thermometer showing 350 degrees because that is the temperature that Hedgehog baked his cake at, a timer, bowl, spoon, measuring cups, and measuring spoons. Good job, group one. You found your sugar, your butter, eggs, self-rising flour, and group two, you found all of your materials to bake the cake. You found the pan, the picture of the oven, the thermometer, the timer, bowl, spoon to mix it all up, measuring cups, and measuring spoons. Now, does anybody remember in the book why Hedgehog had to make the cake 2 times instead of just 1? That's right, because the first time he didn't measure any of the ingredients, so the cake didn't work. He just decided to throw the whole bag of flour and the whole bag of sugar, everything just into the bowl, and it made such a big mess. But then the second time around, what did he do? That's right, he did measure it, and that's what we're going to do today. We are going to use the measuring cups and measuring spoons. Each group will get a copy of the recipe, and this is the amount of ingredients. You can see fractions. We talked about fractions in class too, and that's very important when it comes to measuring. And then there's also the directions on what to do. We're going to look through the directions, and we're going to look and see how much of each ingredient we should put into the bowl. So the first one says 3/4 of a cup of sugar. 3/4 of a cup. So let's look at our measuring cups. We have, this one says 1/4 cup, which is also 1/4 of a cup, 1/3 a cup, 1/2 cup, and 1 cup. So if we want to make 3/4 of a cup, what do you think we have to do? That's right. We can use 3 scoops of the 1/4 cup measuring cup, and that makes 3/4 cup. So now that we have that measured, we're going to go to the 1/2 cup of butter. So here's our stick of butter. Now, butter has these nice little lines on it that tell you all the little measurements. So over here it says 1/2 cup equals 8 tablespoons. So now this is where we have to count. We're going to count all of the tablespoons, and once we get to 8, that's where we know we can stop and cut the butter or use the whole thing, however it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the whole stick of butter has 8 tablespoons. So we just get to put the whole thing in, but take the wrapper off first, of course. Next, we have our 3 eggs. Very easy. We just have our 3 eggs in the bowl right here. Just gotta crack them and put them in the bowl. Make sure you don't get any shells because that would not be very tasty. Next might be a tricky one. 1 1/4 cup of self-rising flour. So we have our flour here. And remember all our measuring cups? So which one do you think we'll use for this? We'll use the 1 cup measuring cup because that gets the 1. And then we can use the 1/4 cup measuring cup because that'll get the extra 1/4. So our last ingredient is the vanilla extract. And for this one, because we need 1 teaspoon of it, we will be using our measuring spoons. Now, this one might be a little tricky also, because I only have 4 measuring spoons and none of them are just a teaspoon, like it says in the directions. So we're gonna have to use our nice fraction knowledge to figure out what we need to do. This one says 1 tablespoon. This one is 1/2 of a tablespoon. This one is 1/2 of a teaspoon. And this one is 1/4 of a teaspoon. So what do you think we have to do to get to 1 teaspoon? Yeah, that's right. We can take our 1/2 teaspoon measuring spoon and measure it 2 times because 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. And that's where we used our nice fraction knowledge. Great job. So why was it so important that we made sure we measure all of our ingredients using these little measuring cups on measuring spoons and follow the directions. Yeah, of course, we didn't want it to turn out like Hedgehog's first cake. So as you can see from how our cake turned out, because we measured every ingredient very precisely, and how awful Hedgehog's first cake turned out, and how great his second cake turned out, we can see how important measuring items can be.